It all began with a single spark, one idea that would shape the future of technology. In the mid-1970s, while most people were still trying to understand what a computer even was, a young college dropout named Bill Gates saw something no one else did: a world where every desk, every home, and every person would someday own one. That vision, fueled by relentless curiosity and belief, would lead to the creation of Microsoft and redefine the meaning of innovation. Bill Gates wasn't born into poverty, but he wasn't born into destiny either. Growing up in Seattle, he was a curious, restless kid who loved to solve problems. His parents encouraged competition and learning, but what truly fascinated him was the power of logic and machines. When he was 13, he wrote his first computer program, a simple game that lets you play tic-tac-toe against a computer. It wasn't much, but to Bill, it was magic. The idea that you could command a machine with pure thought and see it respond. That's when he knew this was the future. At Harvard University, Bill met Paul Allen, his childhood friend and fellow computer genius. One day, while flipping through a magazine, they came across an article about the Altair 8800, one of the first personal computers ever built. That was their lightning strike. The computer had no software, no way to talk to humans, and that's where their idea was born. They decided to create a programming language for it. Without even owning an Altair, they began coding day and night in Harvard's computer lab, fueled by caffeine and ambition. When they finally presented their software to the company behind Altair, it worked perfectly. The founders were amazed, and Microsoft was officially born. It wasn't just a company. It was a movement built on the belief that software would power the future. Bill and Paul named it Microsoft, short for Microcomputer Software, and started working out of a small office in Albuquerque, New Mexico, driven by one simple goal: make computers useful for everyone. But success didn't come without struggle. In those early years, Microsoft was small, fragile, and under constant threat from bigger companies. Gates worked tirelessly, often sleeping under his desk, reviewing every line of code himself. His obsession with detail wasn't about control, it was about excellence. He believed that if you do something better than anyone else, the world will notice. Then came the turning point that changed everything. In 1980, IBM, the world's biggest computer manufacturer, approached Microsoft for an operating system. Bill didn't have one yet. But instead of saying no, he said, yes, we can do it. That one decision, that fearless leap, became the foundation of Microsoft's empire. Gates and his team bought an existing software, improved it, and delivered MS-DOS, the system that powered IBM's computers. Overnight, Microsoft became the heart of the personal computing revolution. But Bill didn't stop there. He saw further into a world where software would define everything. Windows, Word, Excel programs we take for granted today were part of his mission to make technology accessible and intuitive. By the time the world caught up, Bill Gates was already years ahead. Microsoft wasn't just a company anymore. It was a cornerstone of modern life. Yet behind every success was a mindset that defined Bill Gates: focus on the future, even when the present looks impossible. He believed that innovation wasn't luck, it was persistence. He read voraciously, thought strategically, and surrounded himself with people smarter than him. And when he made mistakes, like missing early internet trends, he learned, adapted, and evolved. Today, Bill Gates is known not only as a billionaire, but as a visionary philanthropist, dedicating his fortune to solving global problems like disease, poverty, and education. His journey reminds us that the greatest empires are not built overnight. They begin with one idea, one act of courage, and one refusal to give up. From a dorm room dream to a global revolution, Bill Gates proved that the most powerful force in the world isn't money or technology. It's vision. The courage to see what others can't, and the discipline to turn that vision into reality. So, if you ever doubt the power of a single idea, remember this: Microsoft started with nothing more than a dream and a belief. And sometimes that's all you need to change the world.